So I'll shut up about that for a moment. Oh, shit. I can't do that. Oh shit, no I can't. I'll have to share it out part way through, like, I've got to play to I can't get it up on YouTube on my computer while I'm using my computer in Discord here. I'll have to just wait for at least 10 minutes at least before I can share it out. Oh, no. That's alright, mate. I just wondered if you accidentally put yourself on mute because it went through your phone. Sorry, I'll say hello, but I can't see the chat. So I've got more juice on my phone. Let me see, actually. Let me see if I can actually put this up on YouTube on here, but I'll just if I'm mute. Oh, shit! Okay, there we go. Alright, just talk again for a second, love. Okay, cool. I can hear you. Okay, alright, so I can do it then. Alright. I just had to mute the tab for the YouTube, so now I can absolutely see the fucking chat. As I said, usually when I'm doing this with you, I use my phone for the chat. Oh, okay, now, it will let me share, okay. It'll only let me share like the most basic fucking way. Alright. Well, there we go, I shared it out. Not exactly like how I want to share it out, but I like to have it to get people's attention, but that's very for the moment. That's fine, I'm not saying anything too bad. I was just talking about, because as I said, usually I've got my phone, and so when I share it from my phone, I can put my little red alarm thing and write something, and I can't do that on the computer.
Oh, okay.
It'll just let me basically share out what you've got, like where it says Great Scott Blast from the Past and the link. So I've shared it out, but it's not the way I like to share shit out.
Hello, everyone. It is I, Trinity. Sorry about that. We're live. I'm here with Spooky. Hello, love. Thank you for being here with me tonight. We have an awesome topic for you to talk about. So yeah, we have the Gaming Awards coming up, I believe, next week, right, Spook? Is it?
Yes.
Next week. So
yes.
We're going to be talking about what we would like to see and hopefully see when that time comes. And then we're going to be talking about, of course, the main topics, which are if you were able to work for any game company back in the day, which company would that be? And what would you change about what happened back then? So like the past and the future type thing. Like what would you change back then that could have changed things now, if that makes sense? So there's a few companies that I've made note of that have been, cool to work for, and things that I would have loved to see, back then. With companies that are no longer around or still around. So before we get into that, Spooky, how was your let me rewind. How is your week going so far, and what games are you currently playing at the moment?
Yeah, my week's been a bit up and downish, I guess. But that happens on certain weeks for most people. Some people can have, what they call roller coaster. You have your ups and your dips. Yeah. And gaming wise, I'm not too far off. I didn't get a chance really to game yesterday, but actually this week's been quite full on, so I've got a bit of gaming in though, but I'm not far off finishing. I believe I'm not far off finishing Evil West. I don't want to say too much to spoil it for people, but what I will say is it's got that sort of old school Doom feel, but the gameplay kind of gives you a bit of some of the, like maybe the 3 original Gears of War kind of feeling with the gunplay and the gameplay and just movement and everything like that.
Right.
Put it this way, after hearing quite a few people's things, because they came out at the same time as Gungrave Gore, I am happy that I made the choice out of the 2 that I did, because I believe this is the better game out of the 2 that released at the same time. It's been fun. The story's been fantastic. The two lead characters, the banter is just funny as hell. The boss fights are challenging. I think, like me and Yobi discussed on our pod yesterday, a couple of them are like nearly Souls-like kind of hard challenge. So that's good. I like a bit of a challenge. But yeah, it just takes you back to those old school shooter days, which I love, and it's something that we hadn't sort of got in a game for a while, because it's gotten more modern sort of things, but very easy pick up and play. Mm-hmm. And I love the soundtrack with it. That's been cool. It's not like it's anything sort of big license. I mean, but the music's gone with like the scenes and stuff like that, especially intense scenes. But other than that, obviously still plodding away, as I like to put it. Persona still. That's a long game. It's going to take a long time to finish. So it's like Skyrim. I keep dipping my toes back into and coming back to it whilst I'm playing other stuff, of course. And also then, apart from console, on Steam, I have been checking out the new Star Trek game, which is got the characters and based off the new Star Trek animation, which is the Supernova animation that's just sort of come out. People that tuned in yesterday to my podcast would have seen it playing in the background. I'm pretty sure the game is also on consoles. Nice. But again, I'd give it it hasn't, it's nothing amazing graphically, but the gameplay's fun, very easy to pick up and play. It's got real good comedy, because just like the animation has got comedy, and it's Star Trek. You got you're working for Captain Janeway. For those who remember, the red-headed chick that served, I'm pretty sure she came in after Picard.
Yeah.
And so Star Trek. Yeah, so Star Trek fans, I suggest to pick it up. As I said, it's very easy to pick up and play. I mean, Christ, a 3-year-old kid could probably pick up and play it. The controls are that simple, but it's all about fun and the experience. And yeah, being a Trekkie fan. Yeah, it's really cool. I've been playing that, got that on Steam. But yeah, if you don't get it on Steam, as I said, I'm pretty certain it's on console.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's reasonably cheap priced. And for anybody that's a Star Trek fan, I suggest to give it a look. It is actually quite a fun little game.
Love Star Trek. Like, I love the fact how, like, I haven't watched like every single episode, babe, but I love the fact of how they travel to different planets and they meet different species that they get along or not get along with, and it's like every show is a new adventure. I just love it.
Yes.
And I like Beta.
And
That's his name, right? Or is it Data? I said Beta.
Yeah, Data, which
Data.
is played by he was like the later version of like that version in that era of Star Trek of Spock. But it was played by he's a famous actor. Why am I spacing? Brett. Hang on, no, Brett Spiner. Brett Spiner plays Data.
Okay, yeah, he's awesome. He's one of my faves. And
yeah,
what's his name that wears the guy from Reading Rainbow? That wears the visor. Oh my gosh, his name slipped my mind. I can't think of his name, and I follow him on Twitter. Oh my gosh, you guys know who I'm talking about. He wears the visor. He's a black guy. But he's also the Reading Rainbow guy, and he played in a lot of movies. But anyway, he was one of my faves on there as well. And they had a lot of celebrities on Star Wars. Not Star Wars, my bad. Sorry about that.
You're talking about LeVar Burton.
Thank you. I don't know why I can't even talk right tonight. His name slipped my mind.
Yeah, LeVar Burton.
LeVar, thank you, love. LeVar Burton, yes. Love LeVar. He's awesome.
He's also in the new Star Trek Picard show as well.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yes. He played, he's best known, his character name in Star Trek was Geordie LaForge.
Yeah. But they've had a lot of celebrities on this show. It's pretty cool, and especially Whoopi Goldberg. 100, welcome. Welcome.
A lot of people have been here.
Yes, most definitely. Thank you for coming through, 100. It's good to see you, brother.
Brother 100, always good to see you. Always good to see you, bro.
I've been playing that game. What's it called? Oh crap! That gore game that oh my gosh, it just slipped my freaking mind, man. The gun gore game. I've been playing that. It's on Battle Pass. Lord, my mind's all over the place. I'm telling you, I've been looking up a whole bunch of stuff today. Everything's like meshed together in my brain. And I said like beta because I was looking at like Walking Dead stuff, and so all my thoughts are mashed together tonight. It happens. But that gun gore game is freaking metal. It reminds me of Devil May Cry minus hopping in the air and doing all that cool gunplay with your guns and your pistols and all that. The music is awesome.
Yeah.
And I love the executions in the game as well. Close combat or from afar. I recommend playing that game. It's freaking, or trying it out. It's on Game Pass, so if you want to try it out, it's there. It's freaking awesome. And I streamed it on Monday, and I'm gonna be streaming it again tomorrow. So I'll be looking forward to it.
It was running quite smooth for you, wasn't it?
It was, love. It was. Hopefully nobody else has been having issues with it. I know some people are having issues with it and some are not.
Yeah, poor Chuck. Poor Chuck yesterday, he mentioned it on the podcast. He had to get rid of it. He had to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just all choppy and stuff for him, and he just said it really did feel like it was a game built for the PS2.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. It's all good. I totally get it.
But it is an old school series. That's where it got its start. It is an older game franchise, older game IP. So, and I don't think this was exactly like a new one for them. I think it was kind of like a refresh of the old PS2 game. I'm pretty sure. But don't quote me on that. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that that's what they did with it. It's not like it's a brand spanking new title.
Right. What else was I gonna bring up? I've noticed. This is random, but I gotta bring it up because I'm hype. Okay, so Transformers, they just released a new trailer to the new movie, and I am super hype about this. I did not see the ones with Mark Wahlberg in it. The only ones I've seen were the ones with Shia LaBeouf, who they unfortunately killed off. His character died, unfortunately, and I forgot which one it was. Because I thought his character lived, and then I seen some stuff last month about his character actually passing away. I'm like, no, and they showed like the scene where he didn't make it, and I'm like, are you serious? Anyway, those were the last ones I've seen was with Shia LaBeouf. I did not watch the ones with Mark Wahlberg yet, and I need to get on that. Especially being a Transformers fan. And I did not see Bumblebee. Yet. I need to get on that. So I'm grateful that they have the original voice of Optimus Prime up in there. Then they got Ron Perlman up in there voicing one of the Autobots, I believe. I don't think he's a Decepticon, but I think he's an Autobot. They have a lot of awesome people in there. And then they got this one dude up in there. He was in what was he in? He was in that Hamilton. I think he was in Hamilton. He's from Brooklyn, New York. But he's the main character in this new Transformers that discovers Optimus Prime.
It's not Lin-Manuel Miranda, is it?
No, it's another dude. It's another dude that was in Hamilton.
Oh, it's just because of the thing, because of the stage play, the Hamilton stage play you mentioned, because that's his baby. He doesn't just star in that. I'm pretty sure, because Lin-Manuel, he's also director and everything.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, I know who Lin is.
Baby.
It's the other guy. I think he was in it. He's Puerto Rican. He was in. Gosh, he was like in a couple of other movies too, I believe. He's very talented, but he's from New York. I think Brooklyn. But he's in this new Transformers, and he's the main character up in here. So it's gonna be exciting. They finally added a female Autobot up in there. And I'm trying to remember if I've heard of this one, because there was other female Autobots in the Transformers world. One of them got killed off. That was kind of like, I want to say she was kind of like Optimus Prime's girlfriend in a way. He was very protective of her. And then in the comics, I've heard that she got turned by one of the Decepticons, unfortunately, and became one of them. That sucked. Because I remember hearing about that years ago. I was like, damn. Because I remember in the original Transformer movies that they came out with Shia LaBeouf, I was like, where are the female ones at? And I was like, well, they're gonna make other ones. I'm sure they'll put them in there somewhere. And I know they got rid of Jazz. Jazz was my boy. Jazz was the one that played like radio music in the background while he's talking, and he break dance and stuff like that. He was one of my favorite Autobots, but I think he got killed off in the first movie. He had like a little short part too. I was all mad. I was like, no. But yeah. So I'm excited about that. And then, babe, did you see the Indiana Jones movie trailer?
No.
You haven't watched it yet? Oh, it's all over the place now, babe.
No, because I was watching a new trailer to a third movie. They're finally going to get up to a trilogy of an old school movie franchise. I have been waiting many, many moons. And we're finally getting the third movie next year, and that's Gremlins Secrets of the Mogwai.
Oh, good. about time. I love the Gremlins.
Yeah,
I always wanted a Gizmo. Always wanted a Gizmo. I can still get one, but he's so cute.
Yeah.
Go ahead, babe.
Apparently, initially it was gonna be a series, but now like a series that was going to go on to HBO Max or something. It was actually meant to come out this year if they were going for the series, but I think now they've decided to turn it into a full-blown movie. One of your boys is going to be a part of it. I just don't know who he's going to be in it, but BD Wong has already been cast.
Okay.
And hang on, it might actually tell. I'm just looking at it here. Okay, so he's going to be a character called Hon Wing. But guest stars. Yeah, it's got a lot of Asian actors a part of this, because the guest stars that will be a part of it will be Sandra Oh, Randall Park, George Takei, and Bowen Yang. Zach Galligan, so the original guy who carried around Gizmo, he is coming back to it as well.
Awesome.
Now, Gizmo will not be voiced by Howie Mandel like he initially was. He will be voiced by a person who people may or may not know, called Anthony Locascio Jr. He is known for his role as Prince Lotor in Voltron, legendary defender, and he also voiced Marty McFly in Back to the Future, the video game.
Oh, no way. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
that's good to know.
He's done a couple other things, like he was Han Solo voice in the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. So he's done a lot of voice acting. He did additional voices in the Incredibles 2 movie. So yeah, that obviously I'm guessing they possibly maybe tried to ask Howie, but maybe he had too many commitments and stuff like that. But I'm quite sure this voice actor, who's mainly done a lot, but all these projects have been mainly voice acting, will do a great job. It looks interesting because I love that. And Gremlins, if everybody remember, I mean, if it wasn't for Gremlins, right, we wouldn't have got things like that followed it. I mean, had nothing to do with Gremlins, of course, but other Little Monsters movies like your like your Ghoulies. What else was there? What else did Gremlins spawn off? So you had Ghoulies, you had Ghoulies, Troll, Hobgoblins, and Munchies were all the sort of Little Monsters movies that followed after Gremlins came out, and the popularity behind Gremlins. I know Ghoulies had a lot of popularity, but the other three were kind of small. I loved all the other three too. Like Troll was a great little monster horror movie from '86. Hobgoblins in '88, and Munchies was another good one. It was more of a comedy horror in '87. But yeah, it's just great to see Gremlins back at the forefront. It's been too long.
Cool. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember my mom taking me to go see all the Gremlin movies in the movie theaters, and I think that was around the same time that they came out with. You remember the Garbage Pail? Was it the Garbage Pail Kids? That might have been a different year, but I remember seeing the Garbage Pail Kids, and they came out with cards for them as well that you could share with your friends or whatever. They were so gross, but it was a cool movie to see. And then there was some other movies around that time. Was it Duckman? Not Duckman. My bad. Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck might have came out later, but anyway, there was a lot of good movies.
Good old Howard the Duck, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good movies around that time, that era that came out. So, like, I have all these movies in mind that I remember seeing in the movie theaters. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you had the movie of the Garbage Pail Kids movie, and what followed after the movie was a short-run TV series as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think my sister is the one that
got me into
the Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, it's funny though, because the film itself was universally panned by everybody and is widely considered to be one of, if not the worst films ever made.
Oh my gosh. I remember it being so disgusting
Yeah.
because of, each kid was different and they had different, like, abilities or whatever it may be. But that's what made them different, but...
And they were going to reboot it, but that got cancelled.
Oh, it did? I heard about them thinking about remaking it, but...
yeah.
Oh,
In 2012, it was reported Michael Eisner's Tournament Company had plans to finance and produce the development of a feature film based on the Garbage Pail Kids, as he had recently purchased the Topps Trading Card Company in 2007. But then in the following year, it was reported that the film was completely cancelled due to negative reception. Nobody wanted it to ever come back.
Well, that sucks. For old time's sake. Goodness, it would have been cool to see. Just like they were going to bring back, but our boy passed away, though. They were supposed to make another Who Framed Roger Rabbit. They were thinking about doing a sequel to that, but our boy passed away. I think he had cancer. So I don't know if they're still going to go through with that or not. It wouldn't be the same without him.
Bob Hoskins,
who was also Mario and Super Mario Brothers, the movie. Don't get me started on that. That was another movie I saw back in the day, and I'm still mad about how they did Yoshi and the Koopas. That even Spooky's like, don't get me started. Like it was just awful. Go ahead, baby.
I'm just hang on a second. I think they there was a I don't know what it is. I'm just reading here. Who Framed Roger Rabbit 2: Rise in the Crossover was a 2022 live action 2D 3D film computer traditional animated fantasy romantic musical. And it is a sequel to the first film. I don't know if they ended. Did it come out?
Oh no.
No, okay, it is coming out. The new film will be released in October 1st, 2024.
Oh, wow.
So there is a new live action animated crossover, and it's called Who Framed Roger Rabbit 2.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yes.
100 says, keep up the great work. Thank you, 100.
But obviously, yeah, they're going... By the looks of it too, there's going to be a lot of crossover because on the kind of... Well, okay, the cast they've got here, now I don't know if this is all fully been, but Crispin Glover as Daniel Valiant, Christopher Lloyd as Judge Doom, Doc Brown, Charles Fleischner as Roger Rabbit and Benny the Cab, Kathleen Turner as Jessica Rabbit.
Welcome, sir. Sorry, babe. I invited Yobi if he wanted to join.
Oh, he's in here.
Yeah. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Steve Martin's supposed to be Inspector bringing his Inspector Clouseau to it. Harrison Ford's meant to be Han Solo and Indiana Jones in it.
Oh.
Will Arnett's supposed to also be... It's going to be a complete... Obviously, it's going to be Who Framed Roger Rabbit 2, but it's going to be like Sean Astin's going to be Smoke, Mike Walsh, Samwise Gamgee, and Raphael. So they're going to have a whole bunch of crossover characters. Wow. J.K. Simmons is Captain Putty.
Right.
And the yellow M&M. You got some names that apparently are part of this, like Jason Isaacs as Dick Dastardly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Jeff Bergman as Bugs Bunny, Fred Flintstone, Yogi Bear, George Jetson, Mr. DNA, Sylvester, Foghorn, Leghorn, Droopy, and Elmer Fudd.
Leghorn.
He'll be in it. Andy Samberg is Dale from Chip and Dale, Jonathan Lauren, and Brent McHale.
Andy Samberg was my boy from Lonely Island.
Apparently they're going to have Hugh Jackman in there as Logan/Wolverine, Jim Carrey up in there as The Mask, and Ace Ventura. Wow. I mean, this is an all-star kind of cast here.
Hi, Yobi.
Billy
Welcome.
Crystal.
Thank you for the invite.
Of course, you're always welcome. Always remember that. You're always welcome. That's why I wanted you to join. If you were free, of
And
course.
Spooky, are you good, man? Oh, I'm home now. Spooky, you good, bro?
Ah.
You scammed me earlier.
Yeah, I'm good, brother.
That's why DM just said breathe. But I understand you 100%. Every word you said, I agree.
Brother, you know me, I'm just passionate and I like to stand up for what's right, like to stand up for the people. Always put people first, brother.
Always.
You know,
Always.
Yes,
that's how you got to be.
that's right.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Of course.
it'll be cool.
Yeah.
It'll be cool, like to have sequels to these 80s and sort of blent into 90s movies. So Who Framed Roger Rabbit 2 is cool. That's coming along, and the new Gremlins. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, Gremlins was my joint back in the day, man. I always wanted to. Oh gosh, my mind went blink again.
Oh, look at his doggy.
Oh, what a cute Yorkie.
That's a Shih Tzu mixed with a Yorkie. That's Sandy.
Shih Tzu mixed with Yorkie. What is his name? Or is it a she? Boy or girl?
Sandy.
Sandy. Oh, hi. I geek out when I see dogs of any size. I love dogs. Oh my gosh. Too cute. I feel like that little girl from Despicable Me. So fluffy. Oh, I just.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They're the best.
Go.
Like, can you put me down now? Just like.
That's exactly what
Dogs are so animated. That's another thing I love about dogs. They're so animated. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So Yobi.
What I did? Yes.
First of all, I love your style, brother. You flossing.
Thank you.
Flossing.
Oh,
Nah,
yeah,
but
I haven't worn a sweat.
I know it's all cold over here. That's why I'm rocking my Dragon Ball and all that. It's cold over here.
Dude, it's 69 degrees in this house, so it's very cold.
Oh my goodness. So Yobi, I was gonna ask you, brother, how has your week been going and what have you been playing and enjoying so far?
I've been working. Aside from that, I just beat Gotham Knights.
Oh, right on.
I beat Gotham Knight. I was playing a little bit of this game that was on the Gold subscription called what's the name of this game? Zeros. It's like Heroes but with a Z. It's called Zeros. It's a husband and his wife. It's like a side scroller husband and wife going through levels. I bought that game like years ago, so I'm finally getting around to finishing it now.
Nice.
What else? I've been playing a little bit of Cyberpunk, even though I 1000 the game, but I keep going back because I love that game so much. Mass Effect Andromeda. What else? I was playing Dirty 2K22 last night because I was going through the career mode.
Right, I gotta cop that game. I love basketball games. I just haven't played them in a while.
Dude, yo, no, not NBA, WWE 2K22.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What else? Yeah. I don't know.
It's all good.
I have a list, but I gotta turn my Xbox on for that. But yeah, that's what I've been playing lately.
That's good.
What about you?
I've been just trying out that what's it called? Gun Gore game. It's on Game Pass. It's called.
Everybody's talking about that game, bro.
Okay, look, this is the best way I can describe it. Okay, it reminds me of Devil May Cry, except doing all the tricks in the air and all that with the pistols. The music is awesome. The close combat is really sick. You can decapitate enemies in there. They go into pieces basically when you do your thing. He has like a casket gun, so that's why he be running all sluggish. He's just running.
Is that why he got that thing like on his back?
That's a casket, but a gun, gun form.
I wonder what that's a gun?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And so he swings it around, so you can swing it around and execute. Yeah, it is lit, Michael. That game is lit. So you can swing it around and damage people that way. pull them in like Scorpion and decapitate them with the gun like that. You gotta try it out, brother. You gotta try it out when you have the time.
I'll definitely try it out.
Yeah.
I would definitely try it out.
Are there any games out there that either you and Spooky recommend for everyone to experience? I know there's a whole bunch.
Neon Abyss. That is a the old graphic style from the SNES. It's a platform. Is it a platformer? It's a side scroller, but it's so good. Neon Abyss, Katana Zero.
Okay.
Spooky, you take it over. I got the list right here.
Let me get back to you.
Box.
Hold my mic.
Yeah. Because I could stream the Xbox to my laptop, so I could just read it off from there.
Oh, okay.
1 second.
Yeah, Spooky's been playing a lot of awesome games too that I haven't touched yet or bought or whatever yet. That new that new Need for Speed looks really sick so far, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I've been hearing nothing but good things about that too.
Yeah. Spooky, you said you're getting Need for Speed, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting to see at the moment.
It's
that's funny
right.
Because both Pong and Cold Eastwood have had nothing but dramas. And Colt goes, he didn't know if it, which he figured out that he didn't because Pong ended up having the same problem. They're both having problems. It doesn't matter how much they're updating their vehicles in that game, and that they cannot get first or second.
Wow.
They're coming dead last every single freaking run.
Okay. It sounds like they suck.
Yeah, that's what Colt said. He goes, I don't know if I suck or if there's something off the go, but no. Apparently the tires feel really sticky. Even Mab was saying that earlier on their pod. They feel really sticky. The drifting is completely off. And doesn't work. They're saying it needs a bit of work, but there is potential there. That's been the case with a lot of games like this year. That they've come out reasonable, but they've had to have patches and stuff. You know what I mean?
Let's not do this. It hasn't been this year. This has been going on since the start, since last generation.
Well, that is true. That's true. Yeah. It's been more prevalent, lately.
Oh, definitely.
Like you said, you said it yourself too, Yobi. Like even yesterday with Saints Row, that had a couple of updates and patches, and now they're adding more to it, of course, still. So
I heard about that.
It's been that case for a while.
Yeah, because they have on 3 expansions coming.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I guess let's get into the main topics. Okay, so Yobi, fill you in, brother. The main topic for the podcast is what companies would you have worked for back in the day, and what would you change within those companies? So it could be like companies from back in the day, or it can be companies now. It don't matter. But I made a list of like 5.
In gaming or just in general?
Well, for example, back in the day, Sega. If you would have worked for Sega, what would you change within Sega to make things better? And what kind of games would you release if you?
That is a good question.
So I've thought about this for years, ever since I was a kid. Like, if I ever worked for this company, this is what I would do, or blah 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 blah. So I was like, that would be a good topic to talk about. So so I'm gonna name 5 that I've jotted down. There's other companies, but I'm not gonna be spending all night talking about it. But one of the companies, and then I'll ask you and Spooky as well, like what companies you would like to see yourself work in, and what would you change if you did work in within those companies. I chose Sega, Bungie, Capcom, NetherRealm, Epic Games. And added on to Epic Games, the Coalition. So that's my list. So what about you, Yobi? What companies could you see yourself working for? and changing.
You talking about not now, but back in the day?
Yeah, it could be back in the day, or you can talk about the present if you wish, but mainly back in the day.
Ooh. That's a good question, Trinity. Back now.
Thanks, brother.
Man, you got me thinking now. Wow. Man, you slumped me right there. Back in the day. I hate you right now. That's a great question.
It's got him stumped.
I know. You want us to come back to you so you can think about it?
If you don't mind. Please.
No, of course I don't mind, brother. Of course. Okay, Spooky.
All right, well,
Spooky, my love. Go ahead. He's ready. Oh, look, he's ready. He's already talking. Look. Go ahead, Spooky.
Yeah. I'd go back to some companies that were big in the day that are now non-existent. Top of my list would be Midway. Who remembers them? They had Mortal Kombat initially, NBA Jam, Rampage, Paperboy, Cruising USA, games like that. I do a lot of things differently with that company, so that company was still around. They had a lot of great IPs. And when did it go? It closed, I think 2009 or 2010 it closed down. So that'd be one company. Another one would be Acclaim Entertainment. That's also now no longer around. That again Acclaim, was another.
Acclaim
they had a
go.
Oh yeah, and they even had their sports division as well.
NFL Blitz.
NFL Blitz, yeah, exactly. But they also went back.
Right.
They also went back to 88's WWF WrestleMania. They also did Legends of Wrestling as well.
Legends of Wrestling was so good.
Yes.
Thank you for saying that.
Oh man,
I'm putting that on my eBay list.
Look, he hyped. Look at him. He hyped.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
that on my list.
Yeah. And like they were just another powerhouse back in the day. What else did I have written down here? Westwood Studios. Now, people remembering them, they were the kings of the RTS with Command and Conquer, Dune, and 97's Blade Runner. Obviously, that they were once sort of under the guise of Blizzard at one point, but
Okay.
damn, Command and Conquer games were so hot for so long.
So that's one of the companies I didn't remember, babe. The Western one. That's one of the companies I didn't remember.
Yeah, Westwood Studios.
Westwood Studios.
Another one that comes to mind, Bizarre Creations. They were the ones behind Project Gotham Racing, Blur, Geometry Wars. Yeah. Yeah,
Yobi.
Yeah, and then I think they got it was either the EA or Activision they got absorbed into.
Flashback.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Man.
Man.
And what was the other one? Just trying. Oh, because they obviously they're all their IP now, but they were huge back in the day. But LucasArts,
Yes.
I would have loved to still been around.
Yes.
They did Manic Mansion. They did apart from obviously the Star Wars game. They did Manic Mansion, the original Monkey Island, Grim Fandango, Sam and Max games were freaking awesome. The Indiana Jones original one.
Yeah.
Which was I think that was the one that was Fate of Atlantis or something like that. But they again just another massive studio at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like I know the other one, Neversoft Entertainment.
Oh,
that was
no,
the other
you
one I was
didn't.
trying to fit.
Neversoft.
Yeah.
You remember them, Yobi? Man.
It's been a long time. I heard that name is so long.
I know. With their whole little when their insignia came up on the game and you had the spike that went through the eyeball. Because they were Tony Hawk's and
Yes.
Guitar Heroes, and they released the Amazing Spider-Man for PS1 as well as the underrated pre-Red Dead Redemption open world western epic called Gun.
Oh, I remember Gun. Never played it, but I remember
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you had some great dev teams back in the day. Like even another little one was Black Isle Studios
Black
that
Eyes.
got absorbed. Yeah. Now, then many of the key people behind Black Isle went on to form the company, which is my favorite company, known as Obsidian. They're a developer that they done great stuff and carried on, obviously, the Black Isle legacy in many ways. You know, the original studio is obviously still greatly missed, but I mean, the people are still around. But after all, that company, they did the original 2 Fallout games, not to mention Planescape Torment and Icewind Dale. And as a publisher, they also helped the little series called Baldur's Gate redefine the whole RPG genre.
Okay,
Yeah.
I heard of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, so they had their hands in a lot of things back in the day too.
Michael says Namco and released the rights to Xenosaga to Monolith and Nintendo.
Ah, yeah.
All right.
But yeah, definitely those first two I mentioned, I still think are sorely missed. You know, midway. I mean, they were NBA Jam. You know, they were NBA Jam
I
and
played that every
Rampage.
day. Super NES, babe.
Like Yobi said, NFL Blitz, Spy Hunter,
MA
Rampage.
Jam that was on 360 called MA Jam on Fire Edition.
Yes.
I actually have it on my Xbox right now.
Didn't they have that on the 360, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
The
didn't get
server
it
is
when
still
it was
up.
on.
The servers don't go offline until next year, March, I believe.
Oh man, I should have copped that. That's okay. I hope they bring it back
Yeah.
though. NBA Jam. I hope they make like a modern day one with the new players, old school, new school.
Kennedy, low-key, they did, but it's not NBA Jam. It's called NBA 2K Playgrounds. So it's not really.
Oh really?
That's their version.
That's their version
It's
of
not
NBA.
really
I thought that was something
like
separate.
it's really not. But if you make the comparison, that's basically their version of NBA Jam, and it's like
Oh
nah, bro.
man, nah. I want to see
And
like
then-
the one like back in the day, but modern day. Like still have that old
There
school
was
feel.
there was
but-
a good. It wasn't and you probably both, or at least Yobi probably remember this. There was another cool game on the same sort of concept as NBA Jam. I remember Shaq being on the cover, and it was called NBA Showtime,
What's up,
NBA
Lemon?
on NBC. It was called.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and that was quite cool in its own little thing. That was made by Midway as well. So it was modeled after obviously the NBA presentation on NBC, but then also taking a lot from NBA Jam. I thought it was a cool little sort of spin-off, I guess you could kind of call it.
So I'm looking at it right now. Trinity say NBA Jam on Fire Edition. It was on the 360. It's backwards compatible, but you can't buy it. You can't buy it on the. I don't think you could buy it digital anymore. If I'm not mistaken.
I tried.
But if you have it-
If
if you have a physical,
I must
then
have got it at the.
So I have to
Yeah, I was
get
going
it
to say
physical.
I managed to get it before they. Yeah, I managed to get it digitally on the Series X before they obviously took it, because I've got it on the Series X. That version.
Oh well. But I'm hoping they come with like a modern day, but Lemon says that they already did, so I must be way behind. But that's all good. Welcome, Lemon, by the way. Welcome. So good to see you here, brother. Thank you again, Michael, for
Always
being
good
here.
to see Brother Lemon.
100. Of course, Yobi, thank you so much for blessing us today.
Said 100. Oh, you bald head bastard!
No, you.
I always call him that. He's a bald head bastard.
Too much. Oh my gosh. So yeah. I guess we can hop into well, we're going to break down. Well, oh yeah, so Yobi, did you think about, it doesn't have to be like a whole like grandiose list of companies you would, work for, blah blah blah, work for, but is it, oh, go ahead.
Me personally, I instead of I'm gonna talk about today.
Okay.
If I had the manpower and if I had the money and like a powerful team behind me, before all this foolishness with Activision started with, when they got their whole sexual harassment lawsuits and this and that and the third,
Yes.
I'd have went to Activision and I would have tried my best to work out a deal so I could work for Activision on a power level
Mhm.
and clean house, because I want this deal to go through, not because of the whole game situation. I want this deal to go through so all of the workers who had to deal with so much BS and they can finally breathe. If I had the power, I would go there and clean. I would clean house, just so they can
Yeah.
they can breathe easier when they come to work.
Not feel all pressured and have that weight on their shoulders.
Exactly.
I totally get you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
What about you, babe?
Hold on, Trinity. Michael Garvey said
Oh.
eBay has a main gem on 360 for like $14.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Michael.
I mean, for a new company, I totally agree with Yobi. Going in there and cleaning house, getting rid of old dude that up the top that everyone Kotick, yeah, fuck him off. Excuse the language, get him out.
Sorry, baby. It's
and
18
change
up.
that workplace. Yeah. For me, if I'm going to choose a new one, I would have went in a heck of a lot sooner to 343 and said, guess what? Half of you are gone. Half of you are gone. Bonnie, you're gone.
100%.
Get the hell out. Yeah. I would have tried to get back more of the original team, not just Joseph. I would have seen if I could.
Gone, but I'll say assess the situation and assess the situation and then see what you like, see what you don't like, and then make the preparations.
Yeah, exactly. You know how like a lot of these companies do, what do they do? Especially these corporate companies, they do like either mid-year or end of the year kind of reviews, especially on a lot of the higher ups. To see are they doing their job, are they being productive, and I suppose you'd have to come in house. Same with Activision, and do that same thing. Everybody give everyone a review and see who you want to keep and who you don't want to keep.
Oh yeah! I agree 100%.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I mean, like, especially with those two companies, for both their reasons, obviously Activision for all that horrible workplace, 343 just so they wouldn't have, done all the bad sort of damage that they kind of did there for a bit to Halo. They're getting out of it now, obviously. But, a lot of people probably agree that Bonnie probably should have been gone a lot sooner.
Oh, Bonnie. Yeah.
Because like I kept saying, like, I know a lot of these, especially in the Xbox higher-ups, they all come up together, right?
Yeah.
And I think I said it to you, babe, a few times, like, I think Phil might find it hard firing somebody because they're friends as well. But that's where I said this is where they've got to separate friends from business, and you got to put the friendship aside because it's business at the end of the day. They could be your best friend, but if they're not doing their job properly, and they're cutting your throat and cutting your, making one of your biggest franchises sort of going down the gurgler,
that's where it gets
you
real.
Didn't want. Yeah, you can't. That's where you got to separate that, and as I said, I know that can be hard sometimes, especially when you all enter a company, I guess, together, and you all are together and make your way through many, many years, moving up the corporate ladder.
Right.
And especially as we know, Phil being as nice as what he is, we don't obviously know or see what he's fully like behind the scenes. We just know what we see in front of the cameras and that. So, he seems like quite a nice guy. Maybe sometimes too nice for his own good. And, that's where you got to make those hard decisions, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I know there's been many cases where people have had to fire somebody and they could be the best of friends and that friendship dissipate. It really shouldn't, because at the end of the day, it's just business.
Right.
And, but yeah, it's very hard. It's very difficult.
Yeah. Especially when you have friends in that field, you know, it's like
Yeah,
business is business,
yeah,
but like this sucks, but this you have to go. I'm sorry. So
yeah,
Like that.
exactly.
like,
You know,
that's
your
real talk.
productivity level's just not up to scratch, and you know this is not up to scratch. So you know, at the end of the day, you're the top of this part of this division, and it kind of all falls back on you. And you know, Bonnie being the top of that particular dev team, she had to take the fall, or someone had to take the fall, and it usually is the head honcho, unfortunately, generally most of the time.
Yo, Blurkmatic, welcome.
And,
Thank you so much for stopping through. Go ahead, Yobi.
Blur. And people gotta understand this. It happened. She's gone, but you gotta give Bonnie her props. She had Halo. She stopped Halo from being out of there years ago. So shout out to Bonnie. She kept that ball rolling.
She did.
Yes.
She did.
Yeah. Yeah, she did.
She did her thing.
Because and that's the other thing I do want to I do want to add, like, regardless that she was the fall guy, so to speak, you know, there would have been other people underneath her, on my guess, that weren't pulling their weight too, again. But unfortunately, her being the head, like most things, like I said, they're usually the ones in the chopping block, unfortunately, you know. But that's where I would have come in and gone, okay, who else needs to go that's not doing their job, that's not helping her, you know? Because she can only do so much. She's got a whole team there. So, you know, I would have evaluated the whole team, because obviously there was a few others that probably needed to out you go too.
Let's see, Michael Garvey says, so Xbox doesn't have NBA Playgrounds 1 for purchase, but NBA Playgrounds 2 is $30, and if you buy the bundle with WWE, it is $14. So WWE and Playgrounds 2 together are for $14. Okay.
Huh.
Thanks, Michael.
That's a bargain. That's a bargain.
Heck yeah. He says I'm getting that bundle.
For purchase because 2K. That's why.
Yeah.
No. I just was saying I've already got both games, but that's a great bargain for anybody that hasn't.
Yeah. That's a good deal.
Not 2K. First one is Saber Interactive. They didn't want to make that.
Who made it, Yobi?
Oh yeah.
Saber Interactive. They made the first Playgrounds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never played any of those playground games.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're pretty good.
On my Switch. It's fun.
I love how animated it is with the big old heads, balloon heads.
Yeah, it's different.
That's like NBA Jam. Yep.
Yeah. No, it's really cool.
Oh man.
I mean, again, like Yobi said, it's not NBA Jam, but it's I guess you could say the fun sort of progression, future version, I guess you could say, of it. You know, since we didn't get a brand spanking new NBA Jam with, say, you know, players of today.
Right.
It's yeah, it's not too bad. And like Lemon said, it does have a bigger roster, so there's that too.
Blurmatic says, yes, true, sis. Black Friday sales are decent this year. Sonic Frontiers, $39.99, so $40, you round up. Was surprised by that. Okay.
Oof.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I mean, I know it's Black Friday sale, but that game literally only just literally came out. I couldn't believe it dropped so soon.
Yeah.
Sega knew exactly what they were doing. It was like, you know what? Let's give it a little price cut so we can, you know, get a little extra.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Yep.
Smart.
Hey, Yobi, you have that game, right?
Frontiers?
No, the Sonic one? Okay, so how are you digging it so far?
You want the truth?
Yeah.
The truth is, me personally, I feel like it's the spiritual successor to Sonic Adventures 1 and 2. It's a fun game. The music is
The music sounds good.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's Monday though. Monday.
It's very, very fun.
Wow. And from my understanding, I think you're on Knuckles Island, right? I think that's his home. I think that's that island that you're. where like grassy area. I think that's like his home. I think in some way. But
This area,
oh,
second open world area is basically desert, and
oh,
that's where you find.
Okay.
There, but he's not like warm. He's like adventure. Like talk to him, how you can get his body back and stuff. Because the first island,
Oh.
same for Amy. The second island, you gotta do.
okay.
Interesting.
It's fun.
But,
Oh, were you gonna say something else?
oh, just like his comparison, because he mentioned both. You know, I've never really been the biggest Sonic fan, but Sonic Adventures 1 and 2, like, I can't deny that they were awesome games. So if that Frontiers like you said, it's a spiritual successor to that. I've got to pick it up now. I've got to get it now.
It's fun, bro.
I'm glad that everyone's enjoying it. I had plans to get it, but I was like, kind of a wait and see approach of, first. But so far it's looking pretty sick though. And I know my girl Amy is up in there, I think. She's always getting in the
Amy, yes. Amy you will see her on the first island, the first open world stage.
Mhm.
And like I said, she'll be like holographic, but you gotta like collect these things. So you gotta collect like I think it's 5 or 10, and then you could talk to her. Then after that, you see her on the other side of the map. You gotta collect 10 more and talk to her again. It's just like
so you gotta collect stuff
advance the story.
to talk to them, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. 'Cause I know Knuckles is my boy. I can't wait to see him. Like if you guys remember like Sonic Adventures 1 and 2, like especially when you went the level that stands out to me, I think it was Sonic Adventures 2, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was the pumpkin patch. Or something like that. It was a Knuckles level. And he was flying around and you see like all these different pumpkins. But it had kind of like that funky that doom. But it's called Pumpkin Hill. It was called Pumpkin Hill or something like
Pumpkin
that.
Pumpkin Hill. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a sick level. And
is what's his name in? I was going to say, what's his name in? Why am I space on his name?
Idris.
Is Tails in it?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, Tails is there.
Hell yeah.
Tails.
Tails in it. Come on, you can't have a Sonic game without Tails.
Yeah, exactly.
Fly. Yeah.
When you start the game, they're flying. It's Sonic and Tails, and they fly into this like this wormhole thing, and then everybody gets separated.
Ah, okay. Cool.
Yeah, I love Sonic, like even years ago. Blurredmatic says, hold on, let me rewind. Let me go back here. Yeah, Sega be winning this year. Bayonetta and Sonic Frontiers and Streets of Rage 4. And then Blurredmatic says, most innovative Sonic game, love, full open world. Then Blurredmatic says, Sega giving us free DLCs for the game. Can play Amy and Tails Knuckles story next year for the game. And then last but not least, he says, yes, dude, sound like Nas rapping over Pumpkin Hill soundtrack. Yeah,
yeah, right.
that's an unforgettable stage though. I love that Pumpkin Hill stage. The music was fire. It was fire. And I still haven't seen the Sonic movies. I gotta watch those.
Randy,
the first and second one. I know, Yobi. I'm one of those that's
Queen. Come on, dude. You don't know what you're missing out on.
Yeah, those movies are good.
I know.
Those movies are good.
Listen. Watch the first one, and then watch the second one. And when you watch the second one, wait for the ending credits. Wait for the ending after the credits. I'm not gonna say no more.
Okay, I will. Most definitely.
Good.
Most definitely. But tell me this. How did my boy Jim Carrey, 'cause I've been a Jim Carrey fan for years, how did he do as Dr. Robotnik, also known as Dr. Robotnik? But how did he...
Put it like this. let's put it like this. Jim Carrey said, "Listen, yo,
Okay.
if we're gonna do a part 3, I need to be Fat Robotnik." That's all.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
because
I'm
he's
saying.
just been
He said,
skinny Robotnik at the
Part
moment.
3, if I'm gonna come out with part 3, I need to be Fat Boy Robotnik.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Dedication, I don't know what is, but he did a fantastic job.
He says he
Fantastic
loved
job.
that playing that role
Yeah.
too. He loved playing
Yeah.
Dr.
Yeah.
Robotnik.
Yeah.
Man.
He
Well,
said-
pretty
he
much
said,
in his own words, see, because
"Well, I need to be Fat Boy Robotnik."
yeah, that's the only thing really he wants to do now, because he's kind of wants to transition away from movies, and that's the only role really that that's it. This is it, He's not really taking on anything else as far as I know. And I mean, he what was it, just after the last movie, he said he might even completely retire after the third movie.
He's been in the acting game for years, since the 80s. And then he was in
has.
Living Color, if you guys
He's
remember.
made a lot
He's
of
been
money.
everywhere.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you like this, Jim Carrey. If you say you gonna retire, can you do us a favor? Just give us one more Mask movie and one more Ace Ventura, and I'm good after that.
Oh,
Yes.
Ace Ventura.
Yes, please. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Give me Ace Ventura and the Mask. I'm good after that, bro.
I didn't see
Yep.
a Mask with
That'll be
what's his
good
name?
because I was going to say that'll be good because that'll take Ace Ventura to a trilogy then, and at least the Mask, at least from the original Mask to a duology for the Mask, because that Son of the Masks, sort of like a separate thing.
I found out last year that the Mask is a DC character. I did not know that.
No,
Mask was a what?
I actually
He's
a DC character. For so long, I'm wondering if you thought the same thing, because it was constantly on Disney. I thought it was a Disney character.
I did not know that he's a DC character.
I didn't know
Wait,
that
what?
either.
Yeah,
I found out last year. I was like, no way, he's a DC character, dude.
yeah.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. I was like,
Oh, guys. Spooky knows this already. So I recently, over the weekend, this past weekend, was it on Friday or Saturday? I think Saturday? No, Friday. This past Friday. I finally watched Black Panther 2. And just in case folk have not seen the movie yet, all I have to say is it was definitely a tribute to Chadwick. It was beautiful. I love the remembrance that they gave him within the movie. And I'm looking forward to the sequel. I'm looking forward to it. And I think someone told me, who was it? Somebody I know. They told me that Black Panther was originally supposed to be with Storm from X-Men. But she decided to be with the X-Men in the comic book. So I guess originally that was supposed to be his woman, in which I didn't know. I did not know that. Go ahead, Yobi.
it was supposed to be like that, but it's not hasn't been introduced yet. They had to go different route. If they would have introduced X-Men
Well, the funny thing is, now they talked about his son, right, in this movie. Now I'm pretty sure they said that the son. Yes, yeah.
No more spoilers.
No more spoilers. Yeah, but I'll just say about the son. Now I'm kind of hoping they're going to stick to the original story, because that is supposed to be here, his and Storm's son.
Got you.
From the comics. Yeah.
All right. Trinity. Question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, no. Was there a scene after the ending credits or no?
There's always a scene after a Marvel movie now. There's always. That's what every Marvel movie. So that's a yes. So far I know. There's always a scene after, unless there has been one out there that didn't have a after credit scene. But yes, this one did have one.
All I'm gonna tell you is when I finished watching Sonic 2 and the ending credit scene, I yelled to the top of my lungs, "What?"
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm most definitely gonna watch those.
I lost it.
And I'll tell you what, Idris Elba did a phenomenal job.
Oh,
as
I
Knuckles.
bet he did. Idris is the man.
Phenomenal job.
Idris,
He owned that.
he got range, dude. He got range.
Heck
He
yeah.
did that.
And that's why I'm very hopeful. I still don't think they've settled on it yet, but I'm very hopeful he's chosen as the new James Bond. I'd love to see it.
He would be a
I've
sick.
been saying that.
Chat, come on now. Would Idris be a good James Bond? What do you think, chat? I think he would.
James Bond, perfect.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Plus, that would be history, and that would be history in the making. He'll be the first black James Bond.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
But he still fits it. James Bond's always been British, and he's British.
Or, hey, he don't even have to be James Bond. He could just be another version of Bond.
There you go.
Yes. Well,
There you go.
the 007 James Bond is just a code name too. Because before they decided to go back onto the track of finding a new male lead, if you remember, there was rumours going around that they wanted to go really in a new direction and have the new James Bond 007 as a female. They were thinking about. But then they sort of tracked back to, okay, I don't know, because there was a bit of fan feedback, like, I don't know about female, but yeah, Idris has been.
Excuse me.
We already have our female James Bond. Her name is Joanna Dark, and they need to make a movie called Perfect Dark.
Yes.
Okay. Man.
Yes.
But who? But
Man,
here's the
Joanna
question. Who would be a really good Joanna Dark?
That is a good
There's a
question.
lot of talented females out there. So who would fit Joanna Dark? Chat, who do you think would be the perfect Joanna Dark? That's because there's a lot of talented females out there. Badass.
One of them, Angelina Jolie, because she got that star power background, like when she played Laura Croft in Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah. And she does her own stunts. Not a lot of people know that.
Yeah, she does understand. She's a badass.
You know who? I'm looking at the character Joanna Dark, and I see Trinity. It's your girl. I'm spacing her name. What's it? Mila Jovovich.
That's my girl.
I am literally.
That's my girl.
Yeah, I'm envisioning her as it too. Yeah, I'm envisioning her as the character.
Hair for it too. She just makes
Yes.
red, orange.
Yeah.
Just in case you guys didn't know, chat, Mila Jovovich that played in Resident Evil, her daughter was the one in Black Widow. Just in case, in the beginning, that's her real life daughter. She looks like a spitting image. Just in case you guys didn't know that.
Really?
That's her daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So if you watch Black Widow,
I mean, yeah,
that's her daughter. That's supposed to be
The
a young
reason I
version
say
of
Mila
Black Widow.
Jovovich, the reason I say Mila Jovovich, and it's not even based off of the Resident Evil movies. She did this other movie where she was so freaking kick-ass.
Was it Violet?
Oh my god, it's just
The Violet one?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, obviously she looks the part too if you go back to her character from Lilu from with the orangey red hair from
The
Corbin
Fifth
Dallas.
Element, one of my favorite movies.
The Fifth Element.
Yes.
She
Yeah,
killed
right.
that. She
Okay.
killed that.
Yep.
She
Yep. And then it was what was that other movie? It was not Resident Evil, where Ultraviolet. That's the movie.
Yeah,
And
that's why I was
she
like
is
something Violet.
nasty. Yeah, she is nasty in that. Like, she basically looks in that movie down to a T, pretty much like Joanna Dark in that movie, hair and all.
She does her
I was
stunts too,
yeah,
her
she
own
would be
stunts.
perfect. Yep, she would be perfect for that role.
Yeah, she would be. All right, let me get back to the. Oh, go ahead, Yobi.
Yeah, Ilbler Maddox and Michael Garvey they both said Scarlett Johansson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, I could see her too.
I can see it too.
So I'd put both her and Miller at the top of the list. You probably couldn't go wrong with either choice.
Ilbert.
Here's the crazy thing.
Oh, go ahead, Yobi.
Microsoft Microsoft have all these IPs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they branched out. They got the guys doing Halo. They branched out. Now they got the other guys making a Gears movie. I would love to see. It don't matter who they go with. I would love to see a Perfect Dark TV show.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
Like a series?
I would love to see that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see a Perfect Dark TV show. Like, if you just see the whole basis of Perfect Dark from the N64 version to the 360 version, it screams TV. Like, that could definitely be made into a TV show. Definitely.
And I'll tell you what, if the new Fable's a hit, I could see that even being made into a TV because it's fantasy.
That'd be cool.
You know?
Easy.
Kind of Witcher-ish.
I mean, look, well, that, and look, you've got Willow, that from the 80s, that's just come back in TV series form, you know, and that's another... So people are loving fantasy TV series right now. It's like really taken off again, that genre.
The platform again, Xbox got New Lucky's Tale. That could be made into an anime.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anime for kids. Like, who want to watch New Lucky's Tale? Like, it screams kids. It screams for the kids, bro.
Oh, guys, here's the thing. Okay, Spooky, remember how I mentioned I haven't watched Willow, like, in a minute? The original Willow? Okay, I didn't know this.
Right.
He was 17 in that movie. He was 17 years old.
He was. Yeah.
And he was in the Star Wars. He was in, I forgot which Star Wars. He was one of the Wookiees. Dressed up as one of the Wookiees as well. That was his first job.
And what? Here you go for people that have also followed him. His name's Warwick Davis.
Thank you.
What is he also most famous? What's he most famously known for outside of Willow, though?
Leprechaun.
It's a horror. Leprechaun. That's the one. He was Leprechaun for many movies and many years.
How many movies though? 3?
And I think somewhere between it was either 4 or 5.
And then he switched to another.
He was
person.
also they switched. Yobi will know exactly who I'm talking about. They switched to none other than former WWE little midget wrestler Hornswoggle.
Oh man.
Yeah, he didn't do too bad either. I mean, he didn't do too bad. He wasn't Warwick, but he didn't do too bad.
Never seen him wrestle.
He tried.
Oh, he was funny. He was funny.
He wasn't really a wrestler. He was a comedy act, but he was hilarious.
Yeah.
He was hilarious.
Yeah.
He was hilarious.
He'd have like the odd match here and there, but yeah, like him and like when they had him sort of like chasing after people like Santino Marella and stuff like that.
Right.
It was just comedic.
They made it work for his size, and he was paid well to have fun and just do what they asked him to do. He made it work.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Day, he was there to put smiles on people's faces, and that's what he loved.
I loved the match. I'm just trying to think what independent company it was for, but he took on Wee Man in a match.
No, he did. I wonder if they have that on YouTube.
They
I'll look
did.
that up.
I'm trying to think if it was like Ring of Honor or it was one of the sort of top indie companies, but yeah, they had a match. It was cool.
God bless him.
It was cool.
Let me get back to the chat real quick because I don't like leaving people out. Let's see. Let me rewind here because everybody is speaking their mind here, which I love to see. Okay, hold on. Let me rewind here. Blurmatic. Jim Carrey wants another Mask 2 and Ace Ventura did mention that. Okay, Blurmatic says DC character didn't know that either. Okay, you're talking about the mask. Okay. Michael Garvey says, I remember that the DC comic, they advertised it in my comics. Okay. He says I'm old. I'm sure you're a young buck. Blurmatic says, such a beautiful opening marble for Chadwick. Black Panther 3.
Yeah.
Get Ryan Coogler taking a break. Emotional movie. Blurmatic did know originally Doom main villain for Wakanda Forever, not Namor. Michael Garvey says the best one. Okay, Idris, good choice to play Bond. Idris is such a great actor. Yes, he is. Doom will be home release for deleted scenes for Wakanda movie Forever. Scarlett Johansson. Okay, Mila is great. Yes, she is. Wow, was daughter in Black Widow most actors' kids in the movie business? Just that one daughter, the one that played the young Black Widow. But I think she's in some other movies
Adam
too.
Adam Sandler's daughter's been in a few of his movies.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And she looks exactly like him.
Spit image.
Yeah.
Hold on. Blood Mag says Michael agreed that she got another Marvel role too in the future. Marco Garvey says Sony should sell their movie company to Microsoft.
Yeah, that's not happening.
We'll get back to that. Blurredmatic says Sony.
They should, but it won't happen. They should, but it won't happen.
Sony has changed, to be honest. Sony solid movies this year, but some lackluster. Let's see. Sony need to drop another trailer for Miles Morales' Spider-Man animated movie sequel. I can't wait to see the sequel to that. It's gonna be fire.
You missed one.
What was that, brother?
You missed one. Michael Garvey, he said, yeah, they have made a few good ones, but they should cut and run and put more emphasis into the gaming side, which is their best stuff.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Yobi. Yeah. I know I was reading fast. I'm trying to catch up to everybody's messages. My bad. Sorry I missed that. Thanks, Yobi. Let's see. Bloodmatic says Sony need to drop another trailer. Oh, I just read that part. I'm repeating myself.
Yeah, you're asking Michael's.
Michael, okay, so I remember when Sony bought Columbia, it was odd to have a Japanese company buying an American studio. And then Michael Garvey says Miles animated movie was great. Into the Spider-Verse, I think. Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I can agree with you there, Michael, isn't it funny? Because we talk about this all the time, how it's always been hard, not that it's impossible, but very hard for an American company to go and acquire a Japanese company. Doesn't matter if it's games, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But then it's like nothing for a Japanese company to come in and just buy an American company, though. I just find it funny how it's the opposite freaking way around.
Oh, you're young, Michael. 48. You're young. You're young. I know that might seem old, but you're young. You're a young buck. Too bad our bodies don't feel young.
You're 1 year younger than the great Jason David Frank.
Oh, yeah. Let's not get started on Jason David Frank, man. I'm not trying to get emotional again. Like, I think the last time I streamed, I could tell I was acting chipper, but at the same time, I was like, okay, I'm down at the same time because our boy's gone, but he will always be within us, most definitely. But yeah, that was a shocker of him being, gone. Like I already grieved about him being gone already. I think it hit me like the next day after finding out. But I'm just grateful for everything that he's taught us, especially through the Power Ranger shows that he was on. And just been such a wonderful inspiration. So he will never be forgotten. Never be forgotten. He's always been my favorite Ranger on there out of the guys. Most definitely. But yeah. If I talk too much about it, I'll start tearing up. So just being real. But yeah. Michael Garvey says my two sons are 22 and 24. Oh wow. Young. Okay, you guys. Oh my, it's almost 10, but that's okay. We're gonna get to the next subject here. Okay, so Yobi.
Yes.
We're talking about predictions for what we would like to see and what they might show at the Game Awards, I believe.
For the world.
For the world.
World
premieres. So I jotted down
World premiere.
You are
I love that voice. It's the voice that gets me. World premiere.
You are too much. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Okay, so we are talking about, well, I jotted down like a list of games that I would like to hear about and I hope that they talk about and show. So I hope that they show like more Perfect Dark info, footage, something on Perfect Dark. I know they showed like some Street Fighter 6 stuff already, but I would like to see a little bit more. That would be cool.
Right.
Killer Instinct. Never know, because I know they're going to be working on another Killer Instinct unless they're working on it already. So hopefully for that. Some more Redfall info, which would be awesome to see. Some more Starfield info. Forza info, Fable. Oh yeah. Remember that they gave us a little info on Beyond Good and Evil 2? Hopefully there's an update on that.
Yes.
Hopefully. Banjo and Kazooie. Hopefully we hear some more info on the new Banjo and Kazooies. Conquer. Suicide Squad. I know Spooky already had his predictions on Indiana Jones, but hopefully a little something on Indiana Jones. If not, hopefully in the future. And Contraband. Some more info on Contraband. So that's my list of things that I hope they talk about during the thing next week. So what about you, Yobi? What are you hoping to hear about more info-wise?
Perfect Dark, that's number one. Perfect Dark, Fable, Spider-Man. Sony had this one game they announced at their showcase at the early. They had a showcase in January, February this year. That looks sick. So hope they announce something with that. I would love to see an announcement of Power Stone.
Oh, I remember Power Stone.
That
was Dreamcast, right?
Yeah.
I played a demo to that.
It was yes. There was a leak. Capcom had a big leak, and in that leak, Power Stone 3 was meant to be a possibility. Because Power Stone, they're working on Power Stone 3 right now. They didn't announce it, but in that leak, it showed Power Stone name came out. So hopefully that can announce at the Game Awards. What else?
But come on, it's just going.
I hope they announce the Elite Series 3 controller.
Oh, yes. I'd love to see that.
That's too soon. I think that's too soon.
Too soon.
Right, do it next year. Yeah, because they literally just came out with the Elite 2.
That's true.
A cheaper version. Yeah, that's my list.
Okay.
Yep. My turn now, babe? Or?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, go ahead, my love. So.
Okay, no, I didn't know if you were going to talk or something there, so I was just waiting.
Yeah.
No, I obviously gave a lot out yesterday because we had a topic like this as well. Both of you covered a lot. One game you both haven't said though. I know as soon as I mention it, you'll be like, "Oh my god!" I want to hope to see more of Electronic Arts' big open world Black Panther game that they got working on Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah,
I heard about that.
Yeah, and that's on Unreal Engine 5.
That ain't happening. You know how what's her name is? Amy, what's her name? Amy something.
Oh, he's pulling out the magazine. Let's get it, Yobi.
Yeah, I was talking about it. I was talking about it with Spooky them last night.
Yeah.
Give me a second, cause she
Amy,
Go ahead, Yobi, and share what you like, sir. Whatever you see that hasn't been mentioned yet.
I got you. Where is this? All right, go ahead, Spooky. Let me find this. Let me find this page because I would just.
Because is Black Panther the one she's working on?
It's not a Black Panther game. It's
okay.
Yeah,
because I'm just reading this so the Black Panther one's headed by former Monolith Productions boss Kevin Stevens. It is a single-player game, Unreal Engine 5, open world.
Amy Hennig. There you go.
Amy Hennig. That's the one, yeah.
So,
I know she's doing a superhero game, but I don't know what.
Yeah, she said, crafting a Marvel, our first glimpse at Amy Hennig's Captain America and Black Panther team up.
Captain America one, yeah.
Look. Hold on, let me turn this.
Oh yeah, it's a little blurry because of the thing.
Give me a second. How do I do this again?
Thank you everyone for being here for the pod. You guys rock. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
See that?
Wow.
Oh, there we are.
Alright. So, I read a little expert. She said that. Where's it?
That's what the new Game Informer looks like. Wow, I have not seen a Game Informer in years. It's been a long time.
It's still going strong.
Yeah, it's been a very long time. I used to get Xbox magazines, Game Informer, the Nintendo Power magazines. Oh my goodness. I had stacks. And then years later, I think I got rid of them. I should have kept a few for memory's sake, but oh well.
Okay, Grandma.
But yeah, no, Black Panther, obviously this, when I read it out yesterday, even though I still cannot find any information, but if there's any truth to it, the revitalization of Turok, it's been on a couple of lists that apparently something's going to be shown, so man, if it's shown, I will be over the damn moon, because I loved those games back on the N64. What else would I be looking for? Oh, obviously, because Yobi will know this, I mentioned it yesterday, we're both looking forward to this. I want to see some more of the AEW game.
Oh, I'm surprised I haven't mentioned that either. Yes, the AEW game.
Yeah, they put a new trailer out like last week.
Oh, see,
Yes.
I missed that.
Yes.
I didn't watch it yet. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking very, very good. That's the one that mainly's got like Mox. It's mainly Mox, sort of his entrance and everything like that. Which looks great. Movement, everything just looks great. I want to see more of that. Hopefully we get to maybe see a bit more on, or even just a sneak peek a bit more of Fable, because
Yes.
the only reason I say that is that developer, Playground Games, they've always been known to do their those diary things that they've always done with Forza Horizon, which has been like a long progression thing, showing you updates of, as they're working, as progress.
Yes.
So it would be nice to just sort of see, even if it's still early days footage, but just to show off a bit of gameplay or something like that, just to say, look, we're everything's still on track. This is where we're at now, and as I said, it doesn't have to be anything great or big or anything like. Just a small snippet would be nice.
That would be nice, yeah.
I know a couple of people want to see some Indiana Jones, but I think that's still a bit far off.
Yeah.
And Todd's still very hands-on with Starfield, trying to get that out the door. So,
we'll see it when we see it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see more on that. I know it had a name change too. It was called Esports Boxing. Now I think it's called Undisputed.
You mentioned that.
That looks like it is going to be a fantastic boxing game, and we haven't had one since that Fight Night series. So I'm very, very interested in that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something else off the top of my head that we might see. Maybe, again, because I mentioned them yesterday, whichever one's going to be closer. As I said, I think one of them will release next year, out of Avowed and Hellblade 2. Whichever one's closer to being done, I want to see some more footage on that. I have this gut feeling it's probably going to be a Hellblade 2. I think they might be closer with that. Just from a couple of recent comments I've seen over the last month to 6 weeks from their devs. But yeah. I mean, there's 2023. We've already been spoiled for games this year. This is not including first party, obviously, just games in general from third party, second party, whatever.
Right.
2023, damn. It's going to be a beautiful time to be a gamer. It's just going to be a beautiful time to be a gamer.
Blurredmatic says, hoping to hear about Kirby's Dreamland Deluxe. I almost forgotten about that. So thank you for that reminder, Blurredmatic. Or Last of Us 3. I don't have a PlayStation, but if I did, I would play The Last of Us because I've seen the gameplay on it. It looks badass. And of course, the God of Wars. I would get all the God of Wars. But I don't have a PlayStation. But those are the games that I'll be attacking for sure, if I did have one.
Right.
And everyone's been enjoying, speaking of God of War, everyone's been enjoying God of War so far. I've heard nothing but great news on that. And Yobi, you played it, right? The new God of War? Oh, no? Oh, okay. Yeah, like one of my bros, he was playing it, and I checked out his stream. I think I was there for, I caught half. I think he was like halfway through his stream, and he was playing it. Oh my gosh, those battles are epic, man. They're epic. But he told me to watch his video when he's battling. It's like part 1, because he was on part 2. But he said go back to part 1 and watch the fight between Kratos and Thor. And he says this Thor is badass.
They got busy.
That's what he was saying. Yeah, so he's like, go back and watch that battle. He says, you'll see what I'm talking about. He was badass up in there. I was like, okay. So I got to check that out. Blurredmatic says, yes, Nintendo gave a teaser for Kirby. I'm waiting for the Last of Us 3 game. You're welcome, sis. Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to Street Fighter 6. I'm streaming the crap out of that when it comes out. What about you, Yobi? Spooky? Are you guys excited for Street Fighter 6?
Who isn't ready for Street Fighter 6?
Yeah.
He's like, what kind of question is that? Do you know who I am?
I'm just happy it's coming back to all platforms instead of just one.
Yobi's like, I should be offended by that question. Do you know who I am? Am I waiting for Street Fighter? Of course I'm waiting for Street Fighter, man.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, I'm just happy that it's coming back to all platforms, though.
To the freaking man. Yes.
So, yeah.
And Yobi, like, I think I've told you this before. I'm used to the old school Street Fighter characters, right? So since I don't own a PlayStation, because my nephew does, I played the Street Fighter on his console, and I've noticed there are some fighters on there I have never met before, never seen before. So I'm like, of course I gotta know their background story, because I knew like the original characters' background stories, right? So I'm like, okay, who's this? Who's that? Where'd they come from? Who's this? So I'm like, great. Now I gotta catch up on all these other characters. Now you know that one dude, he has like a I think a turban on his head.
I hate him.
He is smooth. Homeboy is sick, okay? I think he's in the new game. I am killing it with him. Like, he is freaking bad. Like, my nephew was like, you didn't give me a chance to move. I said, well,
I was gonna get Street Fighter 6 regardless, but I was instantly sold on it when they said, "Oh, and you get to create your own fighter." I was instantly sold.
Okay, that I don't think that's ever been done before in a Street Fighter game ever.
In a Street Fighter, nope.
And you can play an arcade within the game as well. You can play like the original Street Fighter games inside the game. In like, I think the arena area, so you can sit down like an arcade inside the game and play like the original.
That's badass.
And I believe it's open world because you get to walk around and meet other fighters, so you can fight them on the street. And
the open world. That's the online aspect. Yep.
So I was like, I'm sold. That's freaking sick. Freaking sick. So, oh, here's something that a lot of people know. Okay, so you remember in the original, I don't remember which Street Fighter game. It might have been the Street Fighter 2. So you remember how there was a cutscene with Chun-Li, how she was training the kids in the village, and there was this one little girl that was special that she was training. She's in the game. She's in Street Fighter 6.
Really?
She's older now. Yes.
Oh.
So she's in the game.
Nice.
I found that out. I was like, what? Yeah, because there's a cutscene where it shows kids around Chun-Li. And there's this one girl that's really close to her, but she was like one of her special students. So yeah, she's in this game. And I was like, that's special, man. That's deep. So yeah, I'm super soaked. That didn't make any sense. Stoked. So, oh my gosh.
Oh, dang.
Let's go back to the chat here. Blurredmatic says, if Santa Monica need make collector's edition for all previous games next gen console, and then Kratos versus Thor battle was wild, and then Street Fighter 6 mad, it's open world for the game to be great change. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah,
I think he meant to say Street Fighter. He's glad
yeah.
Just a random little comment. I think people may just be better off because they're basically nearly the same game, but maybe better off waiting for the Dead Space remake early next year because this Callisto Protocol ain't getting good scores.
It's not getting good scores?
Not compared to what I thought, and I was really looking forward to it being a horror fan, but I mean, it's getting 5, 6s,
Did they say why, baby?
Like I can read a couple here. I don't want to, take
No,
up too much
you know
on
people
it,
are
like-
gonna play it anyway. It don't matter. No, but what are people saying?
All right, I mean, don't get me wrong. It has got some 7s, but I don't even worry about that stupid Metacritic. I'll go to that Open Critic because it gives you a better reading.
Oh, it's blurry.
And right now it's sitting at about 74, 75, but also a 69%, right? It's ranked right now the 60th percentile, right? And so one little bit here, I'm reading a blurb from a review that gave it a 6 out of 10. Dead Space 4 in all but name, except with no puzzles and surprisingly little to no suspense. The Callisto Protocol has plenty of gritty action, but that's not quite enough to sustain interest for its entire duration. Another bit from a review from Game Informer, which I love Game Informer. Me and Yobi talked about Game Informer yesterday. It gave it a 6. If you wanted anything more out of this second crack at making a new sci-fi IP in survival horror, or something markedly different that acknowledges just how far gaming has come since 2008, the Callisto Protocol is definitely not your answer. GameSpot gave it a...
Okay, check this shit out, though.
Yeah?
The majority of these people who are reviewing this game, they gave the same kind of trash-ass reviews about Guardians of the Galaxy. And what happened?
That did.
Game was fire.
Guardians
And
was
that game
fire.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't let these scores mess with your head. You guys play it anyway. Try it out. Because there's games in the past that people said sucked. There's like for real.
Who be reviewing these games,
Yeah. And there's games in the past that people said sucked, and I tried them out, and they were freaking sick. They were awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, it depends on the person. So just because people are putting certain scores, that shouldn't stop you from playing it and trying it out anyway. That's why I don't listen to people on Twitter. Oh, this sucks. Oh, that sucks. Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy, that sucks. I said, okay, that's just your opinion, but I'm gonna play it anyway. Thanks for sharing.
I mean, I did see someone sort of playing it earlier, and they said it feels very clunky. It hasn't got any skill. On YouTube, I was watching them actually playing it, and atmosphere I noticed straight away. I was like,
I'm
damn,
pretty sure
that's a bit of...
They got the unpatched version.
They probably do, yeah. But it's atmospheric was a bit, I don't know, blandish. So I don't know. I didn't pre-order that. I pre-ordered Dead Space, and they're basically nearly the same kind of game. But I know what I'm getting with Dead Space. you know what you're kind of getting. It's going to be the same game as it was, obviously, because it's just updated visuals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
One of the reviewers said the bad, frustrating difficulty spikes, especially as you approach the game's finale. You complain about a game being difficult?
Oh, no, that's a stupid statement to make, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying, Yobi. That's what I'm saying. Blurredmatic says I'm open, still playing despite bad reviews. There you go, Blurredmatic. Yes, some people trash ratings so weird to me.
Yeah.
You call yourself
Yeah, exactly. But
out of here, bro.
Yeah, that's a stupid thing to say. But I mean, like, this is the case with horror games. They're very hit and miss. They always have been. So look, it's either going to be people going to pick it up and they're going to love it, or they're going to not love it. It's not an in between ground with horror games. It's either they're good or they're completely crap.
Oh my goodness.
That's just that genre. You know, it's not exactly one of the. I mean, it's making a big comeback kind of now, I guess, especially next year. We're getting a lot of horror games, but
yes,
it's never really been that genre right at the forefront in gaming. You know, not compared over your action adventure, your RPGs, your shooters, and all that. And you know, they've always been the more pushed games and sort of bigger genres. Of course, sports games and the like as well. But yeah, it's always been that way with horror games, you know. I've played some really great horror games, and I've played some real horrible stinkers.
Look, I wasted my money. Michael Garvey says the Callisto Protocol has mostly negative reviews on Steam, but I am thinking about buying it and streaming it on my channel. All right.
Fuck them reviews. Buy that shit, bro.
Yeah, you want it, brother? Just get it. Just grab it.
Oh, speaking of reviews, Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, they're more. You know, I've always said with reviews, you use them more as like a reference. You know.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people. I mean, Yobi knows. We've all seen this. There's a lot of people that legitimately buy their games based off of fucking reviews. And I'm like, but that's what that person
used to be like that in 360 in the 360 era.
Yeah, I was like that back in the day too.
But it's like Yobi pretty much. Yeah, like you pretty much pointed out, Yobi. This is their thoughts while they're playing it. You know what I mean?
Their experiences.
It might. And how many times with these publications have they gotten someone reviewing a game and that genre of game is not that reviewer's cup of tea?
No, he's right. You got some of these companies having these guys review sports games and they don't even play sports games.
Okay.
At all.
Right.
For real.
Yes. Because how many times have they done that with like wrestling games and the person hasn't been a wrestling fan, therefore they haven't fucking one idea about wrestling.
Exactly. They don't even know who Hulk Hogan is.
Okay.
No.
You don't, brother.
That's where they'd have to be asked the question, at least with him, and be like, well, you've been living under a rock. I mean, you might not know him from wrestling, but geez, he was on fucking in the day. He was on Baywatch. He was on fucking this and that.
He was everywhere. Literally.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, like that Hulkamania didn't just run wild in freaking wrestling. It was like running wild everywhere. Everywhere. He was in movies. He was in music videos. He showed up in cartoons. Like, fucking you name it.
Oh, yeah!
He was there. He popped up somewhere.
Yeah. Oh my god. Just like Macho Man. Macho Man was everywhere. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Step into a Slim Jim.
Oh, yeah.
That was my guy, too.
May he rest in peace. I know.
Ooh, yes, the Macho Man.
Oh, my love. All right, you guys. Wow. So it's like 10:18 my time. I was supposed to end at 10. This is just the furthest I've ever gone with my pod.
Hey.
This is awesome.
But like you say, and you're having fun.
Hey, keep going, right?
Why? Yeah.
I was on Spooky's pod last night. The pod lasted for like 3 hours. Spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah, three and a half hours. Yeah, we just kept going.
When it was over, me and Spooky stayed up to my time it was like almost 1, 2 in the morning just talking wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. We came back. Yeah, man. That was awesome, man. That was awesome.
Great conversation, bro. Great conversation.
Oh my goodness. I tell you, when you're with friends and just talking about games, having a good time, that's what it's all about. Not console war shit.
It's great because,
gosh.
He kind of felt bad. He's like, "Oh, I didn't mean to keep you up." I'm like, "Bro, we chilling. I'm playing WWE 2K22. We just talking. I'm chilling."
Yeah. And it was good because, you do meet some wrestlers, but a lot of these newer ones, they only can go a certain way back, and Yobi can go back as far as me. Like, we go back to the territory fucking days, when there was territories.
Yes, WCW, WCCW, WWF, WWF,
NWA, and, oh man, Mid-South, and all that.
Wrestling, FCW, like, you can go on.
You name it, it's there. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Bloodmatic says, yes, horror genre is cool games and movies too. Review your cup of tea. Don't play the genre effects. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I just want to thank everyone in chat. You guys rock. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with us. And Yobi, thank you so much for blessing my pod along here with Spooky as well. Like, you guys rock. And Yobi, you already know you're automatically invited. Whenever you see me do my thing on Thursday, podcast wise, hop on in. Just hop on in. You're always welcome, brother. Your family. So,
I know more. I'll be here.
Thank you.
Well, I'll try my best.
And I know you're a busy man, so if you can't make it, you can't make it. If you can, cool. So, that's life. People are busy these days.
I made it because it was a slow night at work. So.
Well, thank you for taking the time to be here and sharing your thoughts. That means a lot. Yeah, thank you. And Spooky, my love, I always cherish you forever. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
Always a pleasure, love. Always a pleasure to help out.
Yes, I appreciate that so much. Illblurmatic, everybody in chat, Michael Garvey, thank you guys. Make sure I don't miss anybody. Let me scroll up.
Michael, Blurmatic. Lemon, brother Lemon.
Yes. And Yogi, 100. Thank you.
100. Yeah, he was up in here earlier.
Yes, thank you. I'm gonna think. I'm gonna have that in my head. I'm gonna have that in my head now. Every time I see 100, that's messed up, Yogi. Now you're gonna have that in my head. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the next time you go live and he comes in the chat, that's probably gonna be what you call him too.
Oh, that would be embarrassing. Ball hit a bit. Oh my gosh, that would be embarrassing.
100.
That would be embarrassing. Oh my gosh, I'd be like, hey, what's up? Ball hit it. 100. Oh damn, yo, hey.
He could be like, damn, G.
That would be embarrassing. I would feel so bad. I know it's a joke, but knowing myself, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to call you that. I'm sorry. Take it, Yobi. Got that in my head. But thank you guys for being here. You guys are a blessing. You have no idea. I know I'm not the biggest podcaster out there, but I'm humble and I'm grateful. Even if it's like one person, I still keep it humble. I've known, and Yobi knows, I've known Yobi since I think before Mixer. I met you on Mixer, right? Or was it before?
It was Twitter. It was Twitter first. I believe it was Twitter first. And I started coming to your streams on Mixer, and then we got tight after that.
Yes. So Yobi and I are like brother and sister, man. Like we go way back. So he knows.
It's the little streamers are realistically, the little streamers are the best ones to support. Because. No, I won't say this about all big streamers, but there is some, as we know, that kind of forget where they come from and lose that humbleness.
Yes. Yes.
You know.
Unfortunately.
And that's why another thing, like, it's great with when on the Tuesday with the Renegades. Got really cool fellas.
Those
there.
are our bros. Yeah.
And they know where they come from, and they appreciate everybody that comes to see them, and they keep that humbleness. But it's great to support the little guys.
Yes.
They're the ones who really give a shit about you. So.
For real. That's for real, because like people that know me, they know how transparent I am, and I don't hold back on like anything when it comes to like what I see in people, and I always believe in treating others the way you want to be treated. So like if you got people like saying they're going to do something and they don't do it, and they unfollow you because oh, you're not doing this or that, forget them. You don't need them. Just keep being you, keep doing you. No. Right. And keep it going.
Exactly.
Don't be in the corner rocking back and forth like, oh, I lost a follower, I lost a follower, I lost a follower. So, and just keep it going, keep it moving. Keep it going.
Big boys in the chat, like I agree, Michael and Blurmatic, like with the horror movies and that. Oh man, there's some ones that I have absolutely loved have got shocking ratings. Like I remember one of the Jason Voorhees movies, the one he goes to Manhattan, it completely got nothing but shit review.
Oh,
and I fucking enjoyed the hell out of it. Yeah, I enjoyed the heck out. I thought it was like the whole sort of more comedy horror aspect of it kind of fit with it.
There was a guy talking trash. I think he was on the street at night. He was talking trash in his face. Yeah. He's standing there, right? He's like this. Whack. Yeah. He looks at him. He just keeps walking.
Even in the initial first kill, when he comes, he obviously gets revived because he's at the bottom of the lake. And then he climbs up on the boat, and the couple's on the houseboat, and he walks in. He's just standing there looking at him in bed for a minute before he shoots the scuba gun, pierces him. I'm like, he's just standing there, and the chick escapes, and she goes out onto the boat deck, and then she decides, I'm like, here we go, she's gonna hop in this little manhole bloody thing, and like he knew exactly where she. I'm like, where are you gonna go now, love? He's got a perfect aim shot here at you.
Yeah, that one was comedic for sure. I'm never gonna forget that one.
It was good.
The one in space was that one was kind of weird. I wasn't really feeling that one.
It was, but it was still. It was still like it had its moments.
One of the cool kills was the one that he snuck in when the girl was working on something, and he froze her face, and then he slammed her face.
Yes,
that was sick. I was like, oh, dang.
Yes, yeah.
That was a crazy execution. But yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah.
All right, guys.
But see, that's the thing with some of those movies in that franchise, and some of the movies in the Freddy Krueger franchise. Like there has been a lot of they're horror movies, obviously, but a lot of comedic things. Like especially for me, because I'll sit there and just laugh at some of these kills, and you laugh at the victims, and you just sit there at the TV yelling, "You silly bitch! Like, what are you running this way for?"
Yes, I know. The Nightmare on Elm Streets were really comedic to me as a kid. Well, as a kid, when I was getting used to him, I was scared and had nightmares. But when I got older, I got used to him, so I started seeing him more on the funny side. And my mom was like, "You're not scared?" Like, there was a scene. I'm trying to remember which movie it was. So the girl was in a dream, right? And her history was getting abused by her dad. So she had a dream. She saw her dad, right? And he was wearing like a white beater. Yeah. And he's saying stuff to her in a dream, like bad stuff, right? And so his voice starts to change. And then she starts beating his ass. And I'm like, get him. And then my mom's like, why are you rooting for this girl to like abuse her dad? I said, no, he's Freddy. That's not her dad. She's in a dream. She says, how do you know that? Because I saw her fall asleep. She says, you're very observant. I said, I know. Get him, Freddy. Not get him, Freddy. I was like, get it, girl. Get her.
But see, it's even funny, like the scene, like if you go back to the original Scream with that whole Drew Barrymore, the first kill, right?
Yeah.
And she finally gets out of the house. I'm sitting there going to myself, I'm like, why are you fucking around just hanging, like, just keep running. Like, keep running. And I'm like, nah, you're stuffing around too much. You're going to go.
Oh, Michael, that's around Spooky's realm right there. Terrifier 2. I haven't seen Terrifier.
Yes.
Yet. I haven't seen it.
Yes, Michael, that is, it was freaking brutal. It was awesome. I can't wait for number 3. He is my horror he took Pennywise off top spot. Oh man, he is so creepy.
So now you
man,
got Spooky all happy. That's his movie.
Oh man. And the dude who plays him, he's about to play in the horror version of the Grinch. He's going to be the Grinch. Oh my god.
You're doing the horror version of the Grinch?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't do horror movies, but I gotta watch that.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be
Spooky.
Brutal.
You know that Santa Claus movie with our boy in it?
Violent Night, with
There's been
David Harbour from Straight.
Yeah. Somebody posted it wasn't that great. They described it as more Die Hard like. But again, that's not going to stop you from seeing it, of course. But that's how they described it. They were like, it wasn't not what I expected. That's what they said. But I still want to see it. But that's how they described it. They were like, it's not what you thought.
That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be called. So that's what the horror version of the Grinch is going to be called, Yobi. It's going to be called The Mean One.
I want to see that one, the mean one. Yeah, Michael Garvey posted that too. Yeah.
Yeah, oh my god, I can't wait for that. Oh, it's going to be cool. And just not, because that guy,
Violent Night and IMAX tonight, and I loved it. Okay, you saw it tonight and you loved it. That's good. See, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter what people say. Just watch it anyway.
It's gonna be a bloody good movie. Watching Santa Claus beat the crap out of people. Hell yeah, I'm down for it. Let's go. And David Harbour's freaking awesome. I kind of wish that I thought he did a bloody brilliant job being the new Hellboy, and it just sucked that came back. I don't know. Again, it got bad reviews. I'm sitting there, what the fuck are these reviewers watching? Because it was a fantastic freaking movie.
Just in case you don't know who that is, that's the sheriff from Stranger Things. The one that's protecting 11. Yeah. That guy.
But he made a really good Hellboy. And they needed to have someone, because Ron Perlman's getting right up there in bloody age now.
He's still badass,
He was a great Hellboy. Yeah, he was a great Hellboy. But they needed to, obviously they were doing a reboot and they needed someone a bit younger. And he played the hell out of that role. So I'm so disappointed we're not actually going to get a sequel to that.
Yeah,
because they left it open at the end, because right at the end of that movie they find, and he comes across Abe, obviously Abe Sapien. So obviously he was going to be a part of the second movie if it got the second movie, but unfortunately it's not to be.
Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you so much again. Oh, before we leave, I have one announcement. Okay. Let me see. Let me pull this up so I can see. Spooky, I hope you like it because you haven't seen it yet. All right. Here's the announcement. All right, you guys. So, the Backlog Bastards are on Wednesdays with the Breathtaking one, Bushido and Seven, and Charlie Hustle. These guys are so awesome to just hang with, and you guys will have a wonderful time hearing about their thoughts on gaming, movies, music, whatever they care to share about. So, hope to see you guys there on Wednesdays with the Backlog Bastards. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow streaming that awesome game I was talking about earlier. That gun lore game or whatever you call it. Anyway, I'll be streaming that tomorrow, so you can see what it looks like. It's gonna be awesome. All right, so you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. Remember to be true to yourself. Play what you want whenever you want. You guys stay metal. Love you guys. Peace.
Peace out, bye.
Have a great evening, everyone. Woo!
Sir.
Okay.
All in due time. You son of a. That's what time it is.
Don't worry about it. It is the best. Yeah, your thing's fine. Yep.
Oh, you can share your screen over here. Oh, that's dope.
Oh, are you talking about what's in your left-hand corner? Yeah. I don't know, but it's other than that, it's showing all the rest of the stuff there. All I'm just concentrated on is little Carlton dancing in the dancing down the bottom. Him in that dance, I'm telling you. It'll always for be known as the Carlton dance, eh?
Always.
Yeah, man. Don't get me wrong. I did obviously because it was a more serious take. I did enjoy the more serious sort of take that Will Smith done with the newer version, but
Bro, it's
the
so
original.
fire. It
It
so
is, bro.
fire. Oh my
Yeah.
god. I
Even
can't
that kid he chose to play his role did so well, man.
Bro,
Did
like
so well.
in some parts he look sometimes on some parts he's like a splitting image of Will a little bit.
Of a he chose an actor that does actually resemble a young Will to like you said, to a degree.
And don't get me wrong,
But
at first I was like, I don't know about this spinoff, but then when I saw, I was like, okay, I'm sold.